We're getting there.
Oh, there we are.
We
Hi,
are
everybody.
live. Hello,
I'm Lynn with
everyone.
I'm Lynn with Soft Squares, and this is supposed to be on my channel, but guess what? We're hanging out on Leanna's channel today, and she is sewing along with me. We're going to be doing this charming cut-up pattern that you may or may not have. If you need it, you can go to softsquares.com and get it, but it's just a little postcard type pattern, and it uses a charm pack. So Leanna and I are both working on it, and we're both going to show you our own ways of how we also plan to supersize this, because it takes a charm pack, and we have figured out how to make it use a layer cake or a 10-inch square. So we each have our own little way of doing that, and we're just going to sew along for a little bit and tell you what we're doing. And again, if you need the pattern, it's called Charming Cut Up, and it is you could get it at softsquares.com.
Hi, Norma. So now that I thoroughly confused them, because this morning I had a live and I said, we're going to be on your channel.
And I can't see your
Maybe
chat. I can't
can
see your
Mr.
chat.
Can Mr. Fix It go on your channel and write something in the community post saying we're streaming on Leanna's channel due to technical difficulties?
I'm going to try to do that right now, but I think he should hop on and see if he can see your
Or
thing.
you know what he can do is also share. He could share this live, and
Well,
then people will know. Hopefully,
let's see. How do I do that? Because he doesn't actually log in under me to have
oh,
know what to do that. So
so
let's figure this out.
you just find on the computer this live
Okay.
on YouTube, and then you just share it to your community post.
All
It'll
right.
it says, "Do you want to share to your post or something like that?"
Well, that will be easy. Just got to get there.
Hello, Yesenia.
Okay, so I take this link and I'm going to post it in my community tab, right?
Right,
And
but
then
not
should
the
direct
link.
people.
Not the link I gave you to get into
No,
Streamyard. The link.
right.
The
URL for this video. Okay, yeah,
right.
yeah. I understand. I do. Let's see.
Hello, Tessa. So, who is sewing along with us tonight? Who bought the pattern and is sewing along? Maybe you're not going to sew along tonight, but maybe in a couple nights.
All right, so I've got that in there. And Leanne, I have a thumbnail for this. I'll just email it to you.
Okay, perfect.
I
Hi,
can't see the
Debbie.
chat. Oh no.
Hi, Debbie.
I will in
Holy
a minute.
banana boats. It's Miss Lynn and Miss Leanna. Wahoo. I have a few minutes before heading to the parents. So, hello, ladies. What you sewing? So, Lynn is gonna. This was all supposed to be on her channel, but we were having technical difficulties over
Leanna
there.
to the rescue.
So she's gonna take it. She's gonna take it from, even though this is streaming on my channel, she's going to take the whole lead on this. Hello, Mr. Fix It. And
Awesome.
hi, Annette. So I can tell you that she's doing charming cut up and using charm packs, and I am supersizing it and using a layer cake.
So I'm in the middle of doing it both ways. So I actually have a charm pack and I have the 10-inch pieces. I just actually cut from yardage my 10-inch pieces, not doing the layer cake, but it's the same thing. So I'm going to show you guys what I have got going on. So according to the instructions on here, you only need 36 of these. A charm pack usually has like 42. So if you wanted to add the other, let's see, it seems to be a 6x6 is the pattern, 6 rows by 6 columns. You can make it 1 row longer by taking more from that charm pack. So you can actually get more out of the charm pack by using all 42. or just do it the way they've done it, 6 rows of 6 using 36. So I've actually already cut all of mine up and done the first cut, but I'm going to show you how to make the first cut right here. And I'm also doing it on the 10-inch, and it's super, super easy to adapt. And Leanna has her own little system, and we're going to listen to what she has to say about that one in just a minute too. But I'm going to try to angle my camera down so you can see my board right here. Now on your pattern, it's going to tell you where to cut. And since it's not a free pattern, I'm not going to tell you what that is. But honestly, you don't even need the pattern, because as long as you make your cuts the exact same place on every single piece of fabric, every block, you're going to be fine. But to make it exactly the way the pattern calls for it, that's the way I'm going to do it right now. And so basically, your first cut, you're going to do this, and then you're going to take white fabric, and it does take 1-inch strip. That's the easiest thing to do. Let's see. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm over here just sewing and not paying attention and just sewing a strip to the
Just
side. It's
so
all gonna work. It'll all work out. That's the good news. It's like you
so we're
said.
yep, it's all good. So anyway, you're gonna take your piece, and then you're gonna add a 1-inch strip to that one side where you just cut it. And then you're gonna take your other piece that you just took off of that and sew it back on over here. Now, because this is a 1-inch piece and you have 1/4-inch seam allowances, and you have a 1/4-inch on each side of this, that makes a 1/2 inch per side. When you're all done and have sewn it back together, it looks like this, and it's still a 5-inch block, because you basically have an inch in the seam allowance and now it's back. Did that make any sense? So you could cut it anywhere you want on here, just be in the same spot on every single block. So that is our first cut, and then you're going to go through and sew all of them. And then when you get to that second spot, the next step, you're going to also turn it quarter turn and cut it the same place
On the line.
Look at that. And now I have got a new piece. We're going to add this to it, except you're going to want to flip this like that. So I'm going to make that block right now, and then I'm going to let Leanna show you what she is doing, and then I'll show you how easy this turns out.
All right. So being that I'm not using that pattern and I just used it for inspiration, I'm just going to let you know what I did. So
Yeah.
I cut up a whole, and I showed this on my channel. I cut up a whole bunch of 10-inch squares. Some of it, a lot of it came from scrap, like little scrap pieces I had. So I just cut them down to 10 inches. So let's see if you can see this. I may have to move this. Yeah. Okay. So here's my 10-inch square. So it could be a layer cake or a square. And my first cut, because again, this is something I kind of been playing with, is 6.5. Again, you can make any size cut you want, and you can add any size sashing you want. So I have my 6.5. So now I have a 6.5 and then a 3.5-inch strip, right? And then I made my sashing 1.5 inches, because I didn't find that I was crazy about the inch. So my sash is 1.5 inches. When
But
you
you're
do
also
that,
working with a 10-inch block.
I am working with a 10-inch block. So once you do that, oh, I'm going to confuse you. Once you do that, you're going to, sew this part. And because I actually have some stuff already here, just going to show you. So I come in, set my seam, and well, my iron was on. Let's see. There it goes. Now you have this, right? You have the 6.5 with your 1.5 inches. And you can do whatever you want with your seams. Open them. You know what? I'm pressing actually towards. What did I decide to do? Wait, I figured this out. Let me see what I did. Okay. Oh, I just did willy-nilly. So you just press to whatever side you want, because you're never going to have matching seams that I know of yet. So now you're going to, so you have this spot, and then you have this. You are going to put your 3.5 strip, and you're gonna, pretty much eyeball it. You can pin, you cannot pin. You do what makes you happy. All right, so then I'm going to come in, and it's a 1/4 inch that I am sewing. And I am going to, again, press. Now, on this block and the other block, I did just press like this. I don't know if you can see, but I pressed where all the seams were going one way. So now, when you have, when you have this block, now this block measures 10.5 by 10. Now we're going to make another cut. So we're going to come here and come over. And now where you see, we're going to cut this way. So we're going to cut through now the sashing and everything. And I'm going to come in with my ruler. And I don't know what kind of ruler this is, but it has some wonky numbers on it. That was a handed down, pass it forward ruler to me. So here we are. We're going to take this one, and we are going to measure over 6.5, just like we did with the first cut. And now I'm going to take a 10.5 by 1.5, because the last one was a 10-inch by 1.5. And this one happens to be a little longer. That's right. I figured I'd trim it. So now I'm going to sew that. Of course, chain sewing is great. You can chain sew these all the way.
Because I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just cutting the rest of my charm squares, doing that second cut. So I put that other piece on there and I turned it. And this is our finished 5-inch block according to the pattern. Now you don't have to. You could just leave it going straight across. But we're going to make all of our blocks look like this. So I'm just finishing cutting those. And then I'm going to show you how I do my 10-inch blocks. So I'm actually making 2 quilts at once, one of each size.
So now we have this part, and we are going to sew. Now this is an endless block. You can sew that like that, and then you're going to get this look.
We are doing the
But
charming
I
cut up.
am totally going to turn it upside down and get this look. You do what you think you want to do. It's your quilt.
Yep.
All right. So now we are going to sew this strip, 3.5-inch strip unit. I guess it's a strip unit now. And now, if you wanted to keep your blocks 10 inches, then you would have a 1-inch sashing in between. But I just thought it was a little too thin for my taste. Does it mean that it has to be that? You will see, because Lynn is doing something a little different. So here we are. That's right. This is going this way. That I did do. I pressed in for this one, and I'll show you why. Because then you get less bulk this way. I know there was a reason why I was doing what I was doing. So here's my block. And as you can see, I pressed both of these seams in. So it laid flatter. So now I have two. I have this one and this one. And I would just keep going through my pile, but I do things a little bit like I chain sew all these, right? So I will probably, cut all of them and then sew my little sashing. Now, when my block is done, my block measures a 10.5 by 10.5 inch square. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to quickly read some of these comments. So we have Yesenia. Yesenia is at work, so she will not be sewing with us tonight. Debbie, that this will be fun to see how y'all put it together. Looks like there are endless ways to set them. Yes.
So here's my 5-inch block.
So there's a 5-inch completed block, Lynn. It looks bigger to me. And Melanie, hello, Melanie. She's saying
here's
hi.
my 5 marks. It's 5 right in that 5 mark.
It does look bigger, doesn't it?
It does, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's just the illusion in your brain's like it should be bigger. You didn't cut anything off, but it's all in the seam.
Well, it's definitely a good use of your material, that's for sure.
So I'm going to show you guys how I do my 10-inch block. After I do this. So chain piecing is the easiest, I think, anyway. And then I keep going with my chain piecing by flipping it over. Oh, and by the way, on the back side of this, I pressed everything out. That was what worked for me. And honestly, I think at this point, because it's a 1-inch, you're going to be on top of each other, unless you're exact on your seams, and I'm not. So opening up worked for me. So when I'm doing my chain stitch and linking the other side, I'm going to press it back, just finger press. You could also go and press the whole thing. I just like to keep it all together. And keep my pieces together. Now, I don't really want to line it up like this because I do want to do what the pattern is having me do. Oh, wait, that is right. I don't want to go straight across like this. I want to offset it so that the thing goes like that. So the best way to do this, and since we don't have to worry about if that lines up or not, it's even better, just make sure your top and your bottom on the white line up and your block should be square. I like to keep my white piece on the bottom. That way I can make sure as I go over the seams that my edges are where I want them to be, up or down. So this is going to go this way.
So what are we doing for Live at 5? Do we know yet?
Live at 5. Oh, yes, I do know what you're doing. Do you not know what you're doing? You are going to go on my website and show everybody some things. I have a code that you're going to use, and that code is what everyone will use, and they'll put their own things in their shopping cart and check out with that code. That's only good for the days that I tell you. I also have a freebie that is what I sent to you. So orders over $20 will get one of those things that you'll open and show them what it is.
I know. I'm so curious. I'm so curious, but I have not opened it. I've been a good girl. It just is sitting. As a matter of fact, I had to take it out of my room. It's sitting in the antique sewing room, so it doesn't distract me and like.
Well,
say,
that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, it's going to be pretty simple. We have a gal here that helps me out. I don't know how far she's going to get, but she will be able to start processing orders while we are out of town. So you won't have to wait for us to be back to get your orders. Depending on how complicated the order is, there might be, a need for her to wait. But good news is we'll be gone, but we'll be able to process stuff. And this is the September 23rd. So 2 weeks from yesterday is the day that Leanna is doing our live. Now, we're going on a cruise. This is a cruise that we planned a long time ago, long before the one that did not happen in the spring. And so we should be close enough to shore. We think we will have internet or Wi-Fi. So we're going to try to join in and
Great.
hang out with you. If not, you're on your own, but just know we might be there, and I'll give you access to be able to do it
And
on my
if
site.
if
So,
if you do that, let me know so that I can do it through StreamYard again, so that
okay.
because I don't know what's going on with YouTube and their add a guest, because it didn't work when I was on last time with my guests, and it wasn't
Yeah.
working for you this time. So
Yeah. I guess
I
they
don't,
don't want us using their stuff.
yeah, I don't know what's
I
going
don't
on.
get it.
It's very weird. Very weird. Lots of gremlins. Lots of
All
gremlins
right.
happen.
So I just chain pieced all my blocks. So I'm going to come apart and then I'll square them up. But right now, none of them are pressed.
Oh, so
So
you just actually just chain piece them right on that big long
I
length of
did.
fabric.
Yep, I did. And just makes it go so much faster. You just have to make sure top and bottom piece are the same, unless your goal is to mix it, and you can do that too. So there's all of that. But let me show you. Yeah, then I'll press them open. That makes them lay flat better because this little white strip is so small. And so I'll go press all these open in a minute, but I'm going to show you my 10-inch square hat. So here is, and I just took yardage. I didn't even take a layer cake yardage. So I have a 10-inch square, and I wanted it to be the exact same proportion as the pattern. And I don't know if you can see this very closely, but they have the blocks tumbling. So that's why I'm turning, going to be turning them. But the point is if I put a 1-inch strip on this, you're going to lose it, like Leanna talked about. So but my 10-inch strip or square is double my 5-inch. Does that make sense? So here's my 5. Here's another one. Look at that, Debbie, they fit on there. Anyway, so this is double the width, right? So I'm going to double everything else that I do. I'm going to go to the pattern. I'm going to double it. So I'm going to double where it tells me to cut it. Again, you could cut it anywhere you want. I'm just going to make it look proportionally exactly like theirs, just bigger. So I'm going to take my first cut and double that cut. And again, I'm not going to tell you what that is because it's not a free pattern, but again, you can put it anywhere you want. So proportionately, there's that. Okay, now we do know that my white strip was 1 inch. I did tell you that. So I've got 2-inch strips somewhere. So again, I just doubled what I had going on. Went from 1 inch to 2. And I'm gonna make this block, starting out the same way. Putting it in there, and then I'm just gonna cut up. So it's gonna be, well, I can't remember. I think it's 11.5 is my block size that I'm done. It's been a minute since I've done it. I'll have to look at it. All right, so I've got this, and then I like to press it to the dark. And at this point, it probably doesn't matter. On the small one, it just would be too much bulk going in together. And then just sew this side on it. Super easy. Just make sure your top and your bottom color pieces line up.
Debbie says, trust me, Miss Lynn is the queen of fast sewing. I've watched her in action at a quilt retreat. And hello with Linda. Welcome.
Debbie, I love hanging out with you, and I didn't get to sit by you last time. Okay, so here we go with this. So now my block is, this is its width, and it is measuring 10 3/4. So now I'm going to do the same thing where I come over and I cut it at the exact same spot. Where did I put my ruler? There it is. Which is double the original cut. And actually using my iron, I'm gonna go press it. I'm gonna go do it.
What was nice is because it's autumn and I feel like sewing with autumn colors, I was happy that I had some autumn, like big autumn scraps. So that was cool. And clearly I cut more than I needed. I guess I wasn't paying attention this morning.
You can make your quilt as big as you want.
Oh yeah, I know. At first I was scared. I was thinking, oh, I cut so much I might have now to make two. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna sew my guys together. I've got the selvage on this edge, which is why I'm letting it hang over, in case you're wondering. Okay, same thing. This makes it easier to press it back a little bit. And then I'm going to put it on this way.
It smells like my honey decided to cook or do something because it smells like burnt toast all of a sudden in my room. I'm almost afraid to know what he's burning. I maybe should check and let him know he's burning something. Excuse me.
Does he not know? Can he not tell? Some people can't smell, so maybe he can't smell. All right, so there's my supersized block. I'm gonna go press it. Okay, so there I am. There's my big block. And now this right here is the 1-inch mark going both ways. So you can see it comes to 11 3/4 and this comes to 11. So I would want to square it and make it the smallest of the two. And I can honestly maybe even put that in the same. I'm not sure why, but you know what? I don't really care. That's the way it is.
Everything's good. He just burnt a tortilla.
There, now I'm square. Okay, so there's my big one and there's my little one. And proportionately, this is just double the size of that one. Pretty cool. So I'm just going to keep sewing on my little ones. Well, actually, I've gone through my whole charm pack and done that first seam, and you just saw me do a couple of those. So I'm going to do some more. But I've also done the same thing with my squares. And I just went through yardage and just found a bunch of blue and aqua, or blue, pink and aqua. Just there's basically only 4 fabrics in here. So I'm going to keep working on this. And this one, maybe I'll work on the little one because you're working on the big one, and then we'll have two different ones to show them about the same time. We'll see.
So welcome, Rhonda. Rhonda's here. She's saying hello to everyone. You're never late. We're all good here. Starla loves your blouse.
Thank you.
And
And actually, you probably don't need as much of a view down on the table as we did, because I had, well, nope, I have to cut everything still. That's all right.
and honey, he just burnt a tortilla. That's what it was.
So I'm going to show you guys how to cut when you have multiple with a seam. So right now I've got all my seams up here, and I'm going to stack a bunch of them. And if I were to stack them exactly, that's a lot of bulk right there. So I'm just going to slightly offset them. I also could flip them back and forth, but I'm just going to make life easier and cut through a bunch at once.
Now I have directional fabric I'm using. So some I'm slicing this way, and believe it or not, some I'm slicing on the other way, because when you tumble the blocks, they're
Is
gonna
that
tumble
fabric
and
I
you need to.
sent you? I think I
Yes,
sent you that fabric.
I knew someone sent me this fabric. After a while, you start second guessing who sent you what. Um,
Sent it to you. That's
so
funny.
so I
I'm glad to
have
use it.
some that, as you can see, I'm sewing that way. So it's a little good trick for directional fabric that you're going to be tumbling. Not that you need to worry about that, but for some reason I did.
So this is a direction. I didn't realize there's bugs. Kind of icky. Anyway, so when I sewed it back together, I left it that way, but in a minute it's going to not matter because when I turn my blocks around, it's going to look like this. Anyway,
And now I've actually sewn through, I think, almost my entire 10-inch squares that I cut. So this quilt actually is a quick sew. I would say it's a quick
mhm,
sew.
it is. And you don't have any waste.
No?
The only waste I see is when I'm done with a strip, I might have like a, inch or two at the end of the strip, but that's it.
We have this one here.
Well, Leanna, thank you for getting this working. I am technology challenged. It's not a surprise to anybody, but I don't understand why I couldn't get anything out of you, but I guess it's been happening to lots of people. So Leanna saved the day. We were
And
going to do this
next,
together anyway, but it's on
yes,
her
and
channel.
I will be looking into. I know that they can be shared on screens, but you have to have some other premium membership. So I'm gonna look into that. I don't know, what it is, but I'll look into it.
Okay. Well, that would be awesome.
And then I have my one last one right over here. Oh, I know why I kept this. Keep that
I
for
don't think I
later.
need this board anymore.
So, what are you all working on? Some of you are not, some of you are just relaxing, but what are your future quilting plans? Are we sewing for the fall? Are we sewing for Halloween? Some may be sewing for Christmas. I have the perfect Christmas. The kit you gave me from Creative Notions, I'm going to do that on my channel
Oh, cute.
closer to Christmas time, because I'm a person who likes to sew the holidays. So if I'm in Christmas, I or like the Christmas season, I love to sew during the entire season, Christmas. And the same thing kind of goes with everything else. Okay, so Debbie said, so did I miss something about the live when Lynn and Mr. Fix It are on the cruise? I was blown away drying. Oh, blown away drying my hair. Sorry. Melanie, she's working on the 2021 designer. Yeah, when are you leaving? I missed the leave. Oh, never mind. You probably don't want to give that information
Oh, I don't
publicly,
mind.
but
It's okay.
okay.
We are leaving on the 18th, so a week from tomorrow. And then we are gonna actually go visit Starla in her neck of the woods and spend a couple other days just traveling around a little bit before we get on the ship, which we start sailing on Sunday. And then we get back on Saturday and fly home on Sunday or something like that. So we're gone about 10 days. But
Great.
during the live, we will be on a boat. So we believe we will be close enough to shore we can get decent internet, but we're not 100% sure. And that's where we can't, we'll see if we can join you or not, but that's why you're doing our live, our
Yeah,
Monday show. And thank you so much.
no problem. So,
And
what
it'll
was
be
I going to
short.
say?
You
Oh,
won't
so
have to spend a lot of time.
you're leaving on my son's birthday, the 18th.
Ah.
Ah, yes. I still, they're adults, but I still celebrate their birthdays as
You
if they're
should.
children.
You should forever.
You know, I'm still talking to him about having a birthday party for him.
Well, he
He's
sounds like he
24
needs
years
one.
old, and I'm talking to him about a birthday party.
Well,
Uh,
and he never got his big 21. So yes, you need to do it.
all his friends were on board when I was there helping him cook on Saturday. So,
That's my
that
only
was
ways.
very refreshing. You know.
Well, nice.
Hello, Anna. Welcome.
So I pulled everything back and then I go to where I was in my stack and I turn it upside down because that's going to give me the piece I was just on. Turn my
So
direction.
did you tell us where you were heading to? Like,
We are going to be in San Francisco, which is something we've kind of made comment of. Um, one of my viewers lives there, and she's going to. We have a 2-day stop with our boat, and so Magda lives there, and she's
yes, he
going
does.
to pretty much we're going to get a private tour from her and her husband of San Francisco and all kinds of cool things that we probably have no idea about. And
I
but
I love San Francisco.
because
One of
we're
my
there for
best friends live there.
2 days, the first day we're going to spend with her, and the second day will be the 26th. And we are open to having like a meet and greet coffee, something or other, if there's other people in the area. And so we just need to know if there are other people that would like to try to meet up, and then we'll find a place that's central for anybody. But after that, we're going to Catalina Island and then LA and then home. So it's just kind of a down the western or
Oh. Oh, so
um,
it's not like you're
coast.
going like cruising like through the ocean to another
Yeah, we're not.
country. Okay.
We are going to spend 2 days at sea when we first get on. We start in Victoria. No, sorry, I lied. We start in Vancouver and then we stop in Victoria, and then we're at sea for 2 days, I think, going from there to San Francisco. One day,
Oh, so
a day and a half.
you're starting your voyage in Canada?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And on our way up there, we're gonna stop in and see Miss Darla and her lovely little part of the world. So, which we won't give away. It's her
So
secret, our secret.
so I have some comments. I don't know what you can see and not see, Lynn. So
I
I'm
can
just
now, actually.
oh, okay. So we have Anna on, and she still celebrates their kids' birthdays, and they're in their
You should.
40s.
You should.
And
My family does.
Debbie Dobbins, we always throw a barbecue and party for everyone in the family, even the adults. And it's their special day and should
Yeah.
always be celebrated. Absolutely. Melanie, we are hunkering down for the storm that's hitting New Orleans tomorrow.
Oh
We are
boy.
in the East Quadrant in Biloxi, Mississippi. Well, Melanie, please take care of yourself and heed all warnings. Absolutely.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Mr. Fix It, what did he say? It went off. Oh, he said Debbie Dobbins barbecue makes him hungry.
Yeah,
And
we might
yes,
have to go to a barbecue for dinner.
we will all be praying for Melanie to weather the storm as well as everyone in
Yeah.
the path of the storm.
Ugh, no fun.
And yes, it's nerve-wracking though. I could see how that could be nerve-wracking. So now the fun
Just
part is to see where I cut this. I didn't think about that when I did that, like to keep this with that. Okay, so this chicken, I now it's a chicken puzzle because now I have to just puzzle the piece of what I did here. Oops. All right, so we have this chicken and I cut him right at the neck. So that must be here. He's, let me see, is that him here? Oh boy.
you guys probably want to see more.
Mm,
Like that. There we go.
what did I do? What did I do? I have 3 and 3. It should not be this hard to figure it out, but it sure is. I have pumpkins at the bottom. I cut at the pumpkins.
Are you mixing all your pieces on the block so they'll be different?
I wasn't planning on it, but I think I am now. Oh,
That's
here
the
it is.
beauty of
Here it
this.
is. I found it. I found it. It's here. All is good. But yeah, I was getting a little worried. I was like, no, that wasn't it either, was it? Nope. Because I cut this chicken in half. So there should theoretically be half a chicken somewhere here. I think this is it. No, it's not. All right, we're gonna, oh, here it is. Is it this one? Nope. All right, so we'll just put that aside. Clearly, I don't know what I did. This is actually pretty comical that I can't figure out what I did. Oh, this one matches. So this one goes with
Maybe you sewed it
this.
to another piece.
There
Maybe
it
it's already
is.
sewn on somewhere.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. And this. So if you have something like this, maybe before you go
Pin them
yeah,
together so they
put
stay
them to
together
keep
like
them
chalk.
together, right? Keep them together. I'm pairing them together right now. Um, but this is a good lesson that I'm learning right now, and you're learning now from my mistake. But these all matched up fine. It's that one piece of fabric that just that that's goes to that one. And this one, yeah, perfectly. So why am I having such a hard time figuring out? Well. Oh, this goes to that. Maybe by process of elimination. That's what I teach the kids all the time. Process of elimination. Oh, here's one piece. Maybe that is it. Yep, because this is here. Yep. So why doesn't this match? That is so weird. Oh, because it matches this side. Oh, I cut that weird.
Starla says, why did the chicken cross the road?
Well, we're just gonna go here and nobody's gonna know I goofed. I
So
mean, there's
Starla,
gonna
why
be
did the
one
chicken cross the road?
there's gonna be one goof off. I mean, come
That's
on.
right. Right.
So here
All
we
right,
are.
Starla, what's the answer?
And I'll tell you what my answer is. Why did chicken cross the road? Because it
Marlon's
wanted
answer to get to the
yeah,
place.
everybody put your answer why the chicken crossed the road. I'll tell you my answer. The chicken crossed the road because it knows that Miss Leanna lives across the street and she feeds them really well.
That's
And they get
right.
spoiled.
Oh,
Oh
says your
boy.
chicken's not matching. Darla says your chicken's not matching, Leanna. I don't know what
What?
you see. I don't know. Your chicken doesn't match, says Starla.
Yeah, the one chicken doesn't match. We're just gonna pretend it does and go with it.
We can play pretend. We can do that.
Yes. Oh, poor Melanie's been through a lot. to find Leanna's other chickens. Starla said that Leanna's chickens not matching across the white line. No, it wasn't. I know that because I don't know why. I guess I cut it wrong. And but the good news is with this, there's this little sash thing here, and it's all good. I did not iron this stack. I have stacks everywhere. Here we go. Let me iron this stack. So we have some folks working on the soft squares mystery quilt. I saw that come up twice
You
when I
guys liking
asked
that?
what
We're
everyone
gonna
was working on.
we're gonna do it again in the spring. Don't have any details other than we're gonna do it again.
So it says pretty nails. So my guess is they're not my nails because I don't do them. So Lynn, you must have pretty nails and I hadn't noticed them. Oh, Katie, the Greenland Quilter's here. She has her own channel. Go check out Katie.
Well, thank you. I get my nails done this weekend, so they will look not so chipped. What color should I do? I always like to change my colors up on my polish.
You're asking the wrong person. I'm all natural.
I
uh,
do like French manicure, but it's like, not fun.
you know, when you go to the Culinary Institute, you're not allowed to have polish on your nails, and a lot of businesses, if you are a chef, frown
Yeah,
upon beautiful nails. So,
absolutely makes sense for
and
sanitary.
for a very short time after, I got burnt out and I got out of the kitchen, the first thing I did do was have my nails. I used to go and get my nails done regularly. And then, I got tired of it, honestly, and it becomes expensive after a while.
It
So,
does. That's my one little thing I do for myself, though.
yeah,
So
no,
it's like, all right.
absolutely. You have to do something for yourself. So, the truth is I rather buy fabric than do my nails. That's the honest truth. If I had to say the honest truth is I rather buy quilting stuff than
Leanna's
get
a
my nails done.
quilter. She's a true
And
quilter.
I live a life like probably most of you where we have to make decisions
Right.
what we're spending our money on. So I decided after, I think I did it for a whole summer. I went every other week or whatever it was. But, I'm good.
Why did I cut a 2-inch piece? That's all right. I can cut it into two 1-inch pieces.
Yeah, I rather buy plants and fabric and yarn. Screw spending money on my nails. Yeah. Oh, getting my toes done with Cajun shrimp. I'm thinking that's a color. So Cajun shrimp, maybe a coral color.
That sounds
I
nice.
do like my feet done. I do like getting my feet done. That's, pedicures that I love. Uh Me too. We need the money for for fabric. Oh boy. Yep.
There. Those 1-inch pieces are little.
They are. And I don't know if you heard, but like my fingers feel like sausages. Um my worst time of year, and I may say this in the spring, but right now I feel like my worst time of the year for my autoimmune stuff and arthritis and everything is the fall.
Oh,
And I know when I went to the allergist, he's like, yeah, everything in the fall you're highly allergic to outside. And I struggle in the fall. And like this morning, I took a COVID test. I knew I didn't have COVID. I knew I was just, my normal stuff. But I do also love corn is ready. All right. But I do love, uh, now I forgot. You see my I train of thought. I totally forgot. It just went right out because that's part of it too. Um, the brain fog. It's
yeah,
terrible.
it is.
There it is. That's it.
Marlon has long COVID. It's
Oh, that's
just,
right. That's what I was talking about. You see,
yeah.
COVID. And I took it because I work in we all know I work in a school. I just want to make sure that I'm not passing anything to my little lovelies out there, and to all my little friends.
To all your little friends.
Oh yes, here we are, and that matches. So Leanna, yes, it's a coral color. Lynn must be contagious. She miscut a strip of white too. Now I don't feel so bad. And she gets her toes done. Melanie gets her toes done. So with my toes, again, I like to spend my money on on my actually if it's not fabric, it's traveling. You all know I travel, so I'm always saving for travel because I just love travel. So I do my own pedicures so I can have that money for travel. um let's see, what does this say? I don't like them heating up my nail bed with that buffer thing. Ooh. Oh, girlie's having a wonderful evening. Hugs to Mr. Fix It. Have to head to the parents. Aw, that's so sweet. My
Aw.
kindergarten age grandkids are the only ones allowed to do my nails. Well, I don't have any grandkids, so that's not an option for me, Mr. Fix It. I think that would be super cute.
That would be.
You know, I'm sure I could I'm sure I'm sure any little kid would like to do that, but
I'm gonna go
I
press
think
me.
that's frowned upon at school. Oh, yes, absolutely. Enjoy your visit with Starla, and that sounds like fun.
It's gonna
Let's
be fun. I'm gonna move you guys
It
with me.
is. San Francisco is great. Except for I gotta say though, I went to what did I go to? What do they call that? The jail.
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. I was
Yeah.
not impressed. That whole Alcatraz was
It's a rock.
covered in, yes, but it's all covered in bird poop. I
Oh,
mean, like a massive amount. Like you've never seen so much bird poop in your entire life. It is covered in bird poop.
well, that should give you some sense of what it was like to live out there.
Oh yeah, and whoever lived there before, which were inmates, right? It
Right. That's what
has
I
the
mean.
smell. It tops any subway smell in New York City for urine.
Oh, oh,
So if you're going to Alcatraz,
lovely.
you better like a lot of bird poop and urine because
Lovely.
that's what I felt like that whole trip was. And if you want to see the prison, go for it. Just forewarning you, wear shoes you don't care about
Yeah, we've been
and
there, and I don't think we're
plug
gonna
your
go out
nose.
there again. We might do a like a boat, like just like
Oh,
a
okay.
what do they call it? Anyway, a what kind? Harbor tour. But yeah, not good
Mhm.
enough. But I've been out there too. It's like okay, I've seen it. I don't need it again.
Hello, Marlene. Marlene is on. She's just listening to us. She's driving home. I do that a lot when I'm
I
driving
do
long
too.
trips. I just put it on a live, and
I do too.
when that live ends, I pull over and switch to another live.
Yeah.
And let's see, Anna. Miss Anna wants to know what colors Mr. Fix It. I guess what you're getting your clothes from. And Starla Joe says seagulls, nasty, nasty. I mean, it was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
It just was a lot. It was a bit much for me.
It's like, it's
I
okay.
mean,
I've seen it now. I have an idea. Yeah.
it was good education. It was actually really scary. The whole thing, I felt haunted. I felt like the whole
Yeah.
thing was haunted. It was a whole, I don't know. I don't know if they make that a haunted thing for like Halloween, because I could definitely see that. Was the Green Mile, was that movie based out of that prison?
I don't think
No,
so.
no. You know
No.
which one it was? It was the other guy. What was his name? Who played in action movies all the time? Nicholas Cage. Was it Nicholas
There's a
Cage?
movie
He was
called
in.
Face Off that that happens out there.
Say that again.
Face Off.
I don't know what Face Off is.
Nicholas
What is
Cage.
Face?
That's the name of a movie.
Oh,
Face
that's
Off.
the movie I'm talking about. Yes,
Yeah, I mean
Nicholas
Nicholas
Cage.
Cage and John Travolta, where they switch faces, but they're ex-cons.
I just remember
Really
the
weird.
movie vaguely from many years
Maybe I
ago.
think of something else. Anyway, yeah, Sean
I don't.
Connery. I know he was in something that was out there. The Rock. I was called The Rock. Yes, there we go. There was a movie
So
called The Rock with Sean Connery. I'm gonna guess that's what you were talking about. Oh,
cannot
Marlon's
wait.
looking it up. Clint Eastwood did the original.
Anna no Marlin, and he gets his nails done by grandkids, and I am wondering what colors. Yes,
What
Anna wants
color?
to know what colors.
He hasn't done colors yet, but his
It's
son, who
trending. It's a
I
trendy
know,
thing now. Men are having their
his
nails colored.
Marlon's son, who is the father of 3 of his 6 grandkids, and 3 of them, and all 3 of those are girls, so it's really cute. So he's a girl dad. Anyway, he always walks around in sandals and brightly colored rainbow toenails. It's the cutest thing ever. He's just like, girl dad, girl dad. Yep.
All right.
So
Well, I'm getting all kinds of crazy texts with emojis of corn. So
right
my
now,
guess is my
right now,
guess is my no, my honey is coming up on my
oh,
phone on the top. My guess is he's trying to tell me he's made corn for dinner.
oh,
I hope
corn.
corn. He's made corn.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. It's I make. I thought he meant he burnt like corn tortillas. Maybe he burnt corn. I have no idea.
You
This
could
is
do
what.
that too.
Yeah, I guess you can if that's what he burnt.
Oh, that's what I did. That's not right.
Oh, you went through.
I went through. Let's see if I have any others like that. I'm just kind of in my own little world as I'm pressing these open. Now I'm second guessing. So what's going to happen after this is I'm going to lay out my rows and then put another white 1-inch strip between the rows.
Oh, you're sashing your rows
Yep,
in between.
yep. They'll be
All right.
sashing of the same width as the little ones up here. And we're going to toss and turn these however we want.
All right. So I have no idea what I'm going to do. If I'm going to put sashing in between or if I'm just going to wing it. So I'll let you know when I get to that. It'll be a morning live. We can all have a discussion about it and weigh in what I'm doing with these blocks.
Yeah, so this is just a topsy-turvy, turn it however you feel like, mix it up, and
Mhm.
put them on here, and there's your rows. And they've got them 6 by 6. So that, again, 6 rows, 6 columns is how the pattern is written. So I'm just doing this one by the pattern. And the anyway, that gives you an idea what that's going to look like.
So if you end up having reception while you're gone
Hmm.
and I send you a code, then you can actually we can see you, right?
I think so. If not, we'll just join the chat.
Okay. You'll
Yeah,
let me
well,
know. Yeah,
we'll figure.
you might be in your bathing suit, with a cocktail in your hands. You wouldn't want to like have us all jealous or anything.
Well, you never know. That's right.
I do
So
struggle sometimes when I do lives on my adventures because, like, I'm not trying to show off or struggle or say, "Haha, look at what I'm doing." I just generally just want,
it's just where you
people to
are.
have the experiences because not all of us can have the same
That's
experiences.
right.
Oh, there we go. So I actually, oh
Oh,
no, I
that's
have a
the one I already
pile
did
here.
wrong. You
I
what?
have another. I said, I thought, I was like, yes, I've got them all done, but I don't. I have another pile. I am still putting the sash in. I'm still at step one, which is, uh, well, no, I guess step two, right? I already put the sash on one side. I'm just now putting the other side of the block on there.
This one got smushed.
So, what else have you been sewing, Miss Lynn?
I've been working on my mystery quilt. I finally joined my rows. I'm ready to do my borders.
Ooh,
And I'm having a hard time getting in the sewing room. So I'm very proud that I got that far, but I'm like, really? That's all I've done? It's true. It's all I've done. And then for the advent boxes, there's a lot of projects. So I'm going to start um, doing videos and playing with the projects. So I won't be able to tell you what I'm doing until they come out. So I don't really have
yeah.
anything going on exciting.
And I'm sure she's already picked out everything for the advent boxes. But I'm going to pull a plug that I think some of us need, and maybe some of us don't, but I need one of those, what do you call those things that opens up packages? I had one that I got from a So Sampler box and it went MIA.
Oh, a little like yeah, what are they called?
I don't know.
Box cutter type thing to get to into the plastic.
Yeah, because us quilters get a lot of packages of fabric and
That's
we need
true.
to cut into them.
That is true.
Oh,
All right, so here's my leftover. Look at that. Woo, big
zero. Yeah.
leftover.
Wait, I don't see any leftover.
It's just this.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's after I sew a strip, it's just whatever's at the end of the strip. So that's it. So this one I need to unpick though. I'm gonna pick one of them off.
So we have Barb joining us. Anna loves when I take you all on an adventures. um, yes, I have to actually see what is going on this weekend. Oh, that's right. I know what's going on this weekend. I think I'm going to have a sit and sew. I'm not quite sure yet because there's actually some things that have popped up. I wanted to have a sit and sew, but some things have popped up. I'll know more. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? I'll know more on Wednesday.
There, all my blocks are right. So now I'm gonna lay them out. And hopefully the problem with this now is I need to put some thought into it or I'm gonna get blocks that look exactly the same side by side. I don't want to do that.
All right. So do you
Hmm.
want to end this stream for another day or it's your call? This is your live that's on my channel.
I know. Let's just do this for another 15 minutes and then we'll call it good.
Okay.
That way we can kind of play with this a little bit and we'll be good. So really what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all but 6 and I'll just grab these 6. That'll be my bottom row. And or sorry, my far right row. Did that make any sense? I'm going to draw a picture. Let me draw a picture.
I'm getting somewhere slowly
Okay.
but surely.
So we're going to have 6 rows by 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So this is my rows. Okay. And we're going to go on this side. We're going to put the little white strips here on the side of each of these blocks.
All right.
Okay, but I only needed them on 5, not all 6. So that's why I pulled 6 aside. So I'm going to be sewing the white strip on all of this whole pile, which will put all of these, and then these 6 that I just pulled to the side will be added to the side, and I'm not going to add that little white strip. So I'm just pulling these aside right now. I'm just going to add white strips to the side of all these and just toss them and turn them. And you could be really specific and lay them out, but I'm just going to feed them randomly and get the strip on the right side. And then I'll turn them around and yeah, we'll play with it. It'll be fun.
I mean,
And
I
then I'll
don't
join
even
my
know
road.
how many blocks. I don't even know how many blocks I have. I just cut all my scraps. So I don't even know how big this is going to be, how little it's going to be, what it's going to be.
So there's, let's see. I want a yellow over here. Take out one of the purples. There, we got a variety of colors. Take it back over here. So this quilt, again, I'm just following the pattern, but this quilt is 38.5 by 39.75. So it's almost square. It's close enough to be square.
Well, I actually have to make a baby's quilt, and I just spoke to the mama to be. It's a coworker of mine, and now I'm gonna tonight do a couple fabric pulls, and bring it to school tomorrow. But maybe maybe that might be a good thing is do the little charming. I'll do the actual tiny size because that's a good baby quilt size.
You can also just do it with just term squares, not even cut up. And just do the same thing where you add sashing inside
Oh
and your rows.
no, Lynn, when they want a baby quilt, my staff members, I'm the first person they tell before anybody even knows. Are you kidding me? Because they're putting in their order so that I have plenty of time. So I'm not just sewing squares together. If I give them a quilt of just
Okay.
sewing squares together, I may get some looks. I do have people who absolutely loved what I call is French flannel, but I think other people call it something else. Rag quilt, I think, where you
Rather
do
cut up.
the squares of
Yes. Flannel.
flannel and then
Yep.
cut it.
Yep.
That's actually a big time ask, right?
Ah, yeah.
But the ones who don't want that, they're expecting something a little bit. I mean, like half square triangles. They'd be fine with half square triangles and stuff like that. Hi Charlotte. Thanks for coming by. I've been watching silently. Great job, Lynn. Yeah, Lynn is doing a fantastic job.
See, I can sew.
Yes. So she wants not girly girl. Like she does not want hot pink. And they've got stars and moons. And so I'm gonna do a pull of what I have in flannel. And then I'm gonna do a pull of like what I have in, regular fabric. And
Ah,
she I did buy when I found out she was pregnant because like I say, they tell me first. I had, gone to the wholesaler and I had to spend some money there to keep my account, and
right.
I ended up finding the cutest panel in their like poundage area
Yeah.
with like little coordinate fabrics. So now that she's told me she doesn't want it to be girly girl. I think that if she wants a flannel blanket will be actually perfect. And then but it's not the theme she told me, but I think she would like it. Because it's the colors in her room. And so and then I have, other stuff I'll pull that's like her theme.
Linda just asked a question. If you do a mystery quilt, can you add details how to expand it to a queen size? Yes. I think that's a good idea. The only problem with this last one is I gave you the backing for it, but maybe the backing should be something that's not included. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to think about that. That way you can make the quilt how it is. If you want to expand it or go smaller, but then when you have your finished size, you just buy the backing fabric and you get what you need.
Is I thought it was a queen. Is it shy of a queen? I
It's
actually
just
don't
a
know.
big quilt. I also don't know the exact measurements to know if it is a queen
Oh,
quilt.
okay.
I'll be honest, I don't
All right.
remember.
I have my guide right here. Let me. You
I
know what?
don't
I don't.
think
It's
Leanna's
been a
using layer
while.
cake.
It's been a
She's just
while.
cutting. She's just cutting fabric. Linda,
So
for Charlotte.
Charlotte, what am I am using, well, I cut up my own 10-inch square. So yes, I'm
Yeah, I
using
did
a layer
too.
cake. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Nighttime. So I'm using a layer cake. If you go back on the replay, I give you the sizes I use, but I am going to do a quick tutorial on my channel and it'll be a video separate. I have taken some good advice from you all, and some of you like that, you love that I do lives and the tutorials on the lives, but would also like a separate tutorial. So when I can, I will try to do that. And this one's easy enough that I can do it. Good idea to not include backing. I made mine smaller. Yeah, that's true.
You did. Yeah. So maybe, and then of course the price will reflect that. So it's still
Right.
really good deal. It's just you have to. Um, so yes, that's something I definitely like that idea.
Barb, can you use the extra backing fabric for like pillowcases, you know, those burrito style pillowcases?
Well, she didn't use all the border fabric either. She made it smaller, so she has
Right.
quite a bit of fabric
All
in addition to
right.
the backing.
Because if
Yeah.
you do the burrito style pillowcases to match, then you can use like the flange, you know, the that little accent flange thing. I don't know what it's called. And out of your other material that you have left over.
Yep.
Thank you, Katie. She said to hit the thumbs up button. I
Thumbs
can't
up.
see because I'm on StreamYard, so it doesn't. StreamYard does not, or at least it may, and I just don't know. Oh, look at so. Yeah, I don't know. So where are you at,
Mhm.
Lynn?
So I am going to take these over, press these back, and then just lay out a row. And then we'll be good because then we can see what this is
Okay.
going to look like. So this actually, timing wise, worked out pretty good.
So I will continue working on this.
Okay.
Maybe on. Excuse me. This time of night, it just this is when my asthma. I don't know what it is, but my asthma starts kicking up at this time.
Mhm.
um, I'll be continue working on this on my live. I will try to get in a live tomorrow and maybe in the morning again because that seems a little bit better. Tomorrow evening after work, I have way too much going on. I am booked.
So for those of you who joined late, just want to remind you what I'm working on. It's called Charming Caught Up. This is a pattern. It's like a 350 is the cost of the pattern on my website, softwork.com, if you need it. It's just a postcard. And you're making a baby quilt, basically 38 by 39, and they're charm squares. I have also supersized it and have shown you a little bit how to do that with the increments that I've got going on here. So here's my supersized block using a 10 by 10. And I just took the exact increments that were on here and I just doubled wherever my cut mark was and then doubled the width of the white fabric. And that's it. So I will be finishing that and showing you that later. But right now I'm finishing this one. I'm going to go back to the iron and press all these little guys over to the side and then lay them out so we can see how the rows are going to kind of come together with the sashing. And then you'll have to come on Saturday to the situation where I will show you the finished quilt. But let's go to the iron.
And I am on my last two that I'm ironing right now. And then I don't really know how many squares I cut. So I can't tell you. I don't know how big this is going to be. I don't know how I'm going to put it up there on the design wall. I do know that when we get off this live, I'm going to go downstairs, eat, and probably go to bed. And Barb said she gifted it. That is super sweet. I'm going to tell you that when she launches the pattern in October,
Yep.
I am contemplating. I don't know. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I don't know because I do
I
have a
think you
lot of work
should.
to do. I didn't
I think you
realize how
should.
busy I was going to be this year with work, and that now I'm even busier as of today. My schedule changed a little.
Mhm.
I really like to do that mystery quilt in Christmas. Take all my scraps and just really scrap it up.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
Right. I mean, intentionally scrap it up. Like
Right.
all my reds will be this part, and all my blue, the greens will be this, and I'll have to throw some other colors in there.
Right.
Um. Oh, Starla Joe has a great idea, Barb. Maybe you can use the extra fabric for a table runner. Yep, she likes that idea. I like that idea too. You can take some of those blocks.
What's going on here? There we go.
Wow. That is a good idea. So this is where I'm at. So now that I'm at this spot, I'm going to cut these. Yeah, I could cut these while Lynn is finishing up.
All right, so let me show you what my thought is. So I've got all of these ready to be joined into a row. By having that little piece in there already. I haven't pressed more
Oh,
open,
look
but
at
you get
that.
the idea. Let's see here. Now I need to go this way. Camera, stop falling. Stop it. All right, so
That would be my honey. He still doesn't realize I'm on a live.
he calling for you.
He is. He wants.
Okay.
He's ready for dinner.
So this gives you an idea of what I'm going to do next. Except I think I'll rearrange this a little bit more. I haven't pressed all of them open. But you get it.
I got this. Doesn't want to come off this swashy tape off of me.
Okay, so the pieces I pulled off at the beginning are going to go on the end. So they're going to, because I don't need one there, I'm going to do a border all the way around it afterwards. So there you go. So Saturday, this should be completed. And so should my other one, the larger one. So gonna lay them out, sew my rows, add my stashing. And the pattern, I always ad lib a little bit, but the pattern actually does have a border on it. Let's see, what did they do? Add borders as pictured. Well, you could do whatever you want. I'll probably, I might leave it. Well, I don't know. I don't have any solid of any of this, but I have all those blenders in my garage. I'm sure I can find something that will work really well as a border and tie it all together. So,
I would hope so, because if you don't find something in your garage for that, Mr. Fix It may be like, well, what? Wait, what?
all this fabric and you don't have what you need.
Though I do feel the pain. I am right now currently short of an idea I want to do of Hey Boo, but I'm getting hooked up here slowly but surely. I'm getting, you know, my ginger quilter box happens to, oh, I didn't cut that there. Happens to have some Hey Boo fabric in it. So I'm just going to use some of that fabric and then use something else.
Well, that works well. Yeah, so this will go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I don't know if you can see. I actually have all 6. This is little tiny, very little, very, very little. Oh, well.
Hi, Nikki.
Thanks for joining us, you guys. Hopefully we'll get this figured out where it's not as difficult to find us. But thanks, Leanna, for
No
not only
problem.
doing this with me, but for hosting and making it work on your channel, because this just wasn't happening for me. So.
Not a problem. I am happy to help.
You
But
know what?
now it is time for it's 7:30. So
I made things
it's
the other day. Totally forgot to even show you.
oh yeah, show us.
These are just the big blocks hooked together.
Yeah.
It's like I totally forgot my little samples. That's funny. So here's just the 4-patch put together.
Oh, there you go.
See, I did a bunch of work and I'm like, why is this so difficult? Why is it not done? You know what you could do? You could even, I bet you could add this, mix it up if you wanted to, bigs and littles. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
But
maybe.
that's how that looks. Anyway, yes, it's 7:30. It is late your time and everyone else probably wants to have dinner.
I have to eat or else they're gonna be coming marching up here and saying enough already. She needs to get off so we can eat. Because we
So
do have dinner together.
that's nice.
So we do our family time. So everyone take care of yourself. Lynn and Mr. Fixit, take care of yourself. And hopefully we'll see each other like in person. I want to see each other in person soon.
I know. We
All
are going to do
right.
that.
Take care, everyone. Don't forget on your way out, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I would so appreciate it. And have a lovely evening. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.